retired Army Colonel Douglas Macgregor. Colonel, thanks again. Appreciate you joining us tonight. I know you have a bit of a different perspective. I'm trying to get a wide diversity of opinions in here. I believe you feel differently. I think you feel this is going to be over rather quickly. I disagree, but I'd love to hear you make the case.
Well, I think you have to understand that President Putin gave very strict orders to the forces going into Ukraine that they were to avoid as much as possible killing civilians, try to persuade Ukrainian forces that they faced to surrender. Then the ones that did, they essentially said, put down your arms, you can go home. And he doesn't want to damage much of the infrastructure because he doesn't want to have to rebuild everything. So I think he has a different purpose in mind. He's been very, very slow to move on Kiev for two reasons. First of all, it's the cradle of Russian Orthodox Christianity and civilization. He doesn't want to damage the city. Secondly, he has tried to induce Zelensky to consider capitulation, arguing that if he keeps this up and continues to persuade more people to go out and fight, or tries to, that he'll have a bloodbath on his hands. And so for 24 hours in Kiev, he stopped. Remember, they reached the outskirts of Kiev in 7 hours and then sat. So I think what's going to happen now is that these concentrations near Kharkiv and some of the other smaller cities down near Odessa, as well as Kiev, are going to be encircled. They're going to be cut off, and they're going to bring up heavy weapons like the rocket artillery that fires thermobaric warheads. One platoon can destroy in one salvo an area the size of Central Park in New York. And they will use those. And there will not be much left. And they will be annihilated. Hopefully, someone will step forward and agree to some sort of terms. But right now, if that's not the case, these people will be annihilated.
Well, just quick follow-up, Colonel. It's kind of hard to wage a PR campaign for hearts and minds in Ukraine, dropping thermobaric bombs, or percussion bombs that eviscerate people on impact. I mean, those two things, it's kind of zero sum there. You can't have one or the other.
Well, I think he's already tried one. And if your enemy pulls into an urban area, remember the Ukrainians have almost no mobility. They have no air defenses, no air support, limited quantities of ammunition. So they're going to pull into some of these urban areas, and you have a choice. You can wait, you can ask them to surrender, and if they don't, you have to annihilate them. And you don't send in your soldiers to go door to door. That's a dumb idea. You get lots of people killed that you need for no damn reason. So he's not going to do that, but he's not going to cross the river and go west. He would like to contain this in eastern Ukraine because, frankly, most of the people that live there really are Russian. That's what they speak. They were always Russian. They were not part of Ukraine. And I have very serious doubts about the claim about 3 million people doing anything. I think you'll have some thousands, but the majority of people are scared to death. They will get in their cellars. They will wait for this to be over. And when it's over, the Ukrainians will be defeated. I hope that not too many of them are killed. I would rather see that avoided, but it looks as though it can't.
I got to go, Colonel. I'm sorry. I got to go. I appreciate your perspective. I hope that doesn't happen. I hope they aren't defeated. But thanks for your time. We appreciate it.